Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Wrath of the Righteous with me, Bragaton. Before we do anything else, let's go hunt down Chivarro. I think I remember where she's at, and the Battle Bliss might be the fastest way to get to her. That's right, she's down here, not up here.
I'm gone.
So it's back around this way, right? Alright, turn around somewhere. There should be an entrance to the Bad Luck Tavern right here. Yeah, walk right past it. And then it's this one we want to take. I think. Yeah, this is right. Well, well, what a sweet little bird. We're gonna eat you up. You pathetic lowlifes. Don't you recognize me? I'm Chivarro, Madam of the 10,000 Delights. Darn it. Forgive us, mistress. Please don't kill us. Have mercy. You. Because of you, I lost everything. Now I have to deal with this scum. Now I shall settle the score. You say so. Hey, you scum. I'll spare anyone who helps me kill this mortal.
Do not fear! Do not waver!
Begone, fiend! Fall! I will bring down the divine wrath!
Gone. Don't hold back!
A goat, a lizard, and a human enter a tavern. What'll it be, Lan? The bartender asks.
Follow if you dare.
Herrax greets you with a regal gesture. My favorite guest. Welcome to the 10,000 Delights. Chivarro is dead. Herrax's laughter is light and cheerful, as if you're discussing an inconsequential matter rather than murder. What excellent news! You are my hero, my knight in shining armor. I've heard it said that on Golarion, it is customary for a lady to grant her knight some token as a sign of her affection. Let this remind you of your friend in the 10,000 Delights. I don't know why I couldn't say in. Hey, we got a new item. Headband of the Wise Negotiator. This headband grants its wearer a +4 enhancement bonus to Charisma and Wisdom ability scores. It also grants a +4 bonus on saving throws against mind-affecting conditions. He doesn't need charisma anyway. Alright, probably leave that be for now. A large demon guard in a chain collar stands by an inconspicuous door, toying with a miniature magic wand. He addresses you with a frown, though his voice is polite. Can I help you? What's behind that door? The upper city. Our guests often use this door, as they are far too important to be seen on the streets of the middle city. I want to go through that door. Feel free to do just that. You're not riffraff. This door is made for people like you. The guard forces out a polite grin. What do you stare at? Gah. I mean, how may I help you?
I'm off.
Alright, we're not done with the middle city yet.
I do what I must. We do it my way.
Alright, to the Harem of Ardent Dreams. It's the last place to explore in the middle city. First time here. A fearsome-looking succubus steps forward, blocking your path. Are you sure you're welcome here? This is the Harem of Ardent Dreams, the Palace of Shamira, chief demoness of this city. After Nauticula, of course. But when did Nauticula ever care about our petty concerns? Bottom line, this palace belongs to the person who really runs everything around here. Got it? How does a feeble guard like you expect to stop someone who has vanquished hordes of demons on Golarion? Was that meant to scare me? Sure, I've heard there's a massacre happening on Golarion. But how am I to know you have anything to do with it? Until I see blood on your hands, you remain nothing but a pompous stranger. I wish to enter. The demon shrugs. You're known in the city. I don't think Shamira would deny you an audience. Come in. Alright, try to stop me. Attack. If we don't try, Shamira will skin us alive. So it looks like we'll have to decorate the street with your guts, stranger.
This will be quick.
We're here to smite demons, so that's exactly what we're gonna do.
I am your end.
Take you!
Yeah, we're playing an Angel of Vengeance, not of Redemption.
Follow if you dare.
A red-haired, beautiful demon sits majestically on the throne, an aura of bright light blazing around her. It's not the gentle, life-giving light that shines in Golarion. This light blinds, withers, makes a person burn with fever, draining their strength. And who do we have here? The latest wanderer from another world coming to seek my patronage. Less of your arrogance. You have no idea what powers I command. Shamira just shrugs, looking bored. No matter what powers you possess, I doubt they would impress me more than the two Baelors who started a fight in the middle of the city, and whom I had to force into obedience. I doubt you'd be a match for an infuriated Merilith, robbed by some cunning thief. Negotiating with you will hardly be more difficult than negotiating with the unknown monster that emerged from Eshiar, and planned to devour this whole island in a single gulp. If you seek to impress me, you have to do something more than just boasting about your powers. Does the name Willidus mean anything to you? Yes, Willidus is well known and highly esteemed in Elutionira. He is Nauticula's advisor and in charge of matters related to magic in Elutionira. Shamira's voice grows irritated. That's why I'd be happy to see the cursed dimwit doing some real work for a change. Instead, he's cowering in his palace because some Deskerites put a price on his head and hired a group of toughs from the lower city. Why should I have to pick up the slack for that pathetic coward? I have a few questions. With a sigh, Shamira hisses irritably under her breath. Curse Nauticula's hospitality for bringing these strangers from other planes to my city and my harem. I want to know more about Nauticula. Pressing her lips in a smug smile, Shamira answers with venom in her voice. What exactly are you expecting to hear from me, beyond what any other resident of Elutionira could tell you? Yes, I am closer to Nauticula than anyone else. But do you really think I'll spill her secrets to you? Our Lady in Shadow doesn't like to be discussed behind her back, and the scope of her realm, the entire Midnight Isles, proves that her anger can be extremely dangerous. She's worshipped on many planes, including Golarion, right? At night, she sometimes comes to insane rapists and murderers, and paints in their minds pictures of immortality and horror, masterpieces of lust and despair. She is the first succubus, the most powerful and most seductive, the murderer of countless demon lords and usurper of their abyssal realms. Over the bodies of her victims, she climbed to unbelievable heights. Now she stands far above her loathsome brother, Sokoth Benoth. Thus she has proved her victories are gained not just by the means of her power, but also by her great intelligence and willpower. What kind of a harem is this? Shamira snaps irritably. What do you think? Because I am Shamira, the ardent dream, the chosen lover of the great Nauticula. Every time she grows wary of plots and conspiracies and craves wild passion and warm caresses, she comes here to her harem. I've seen you with Hepsamira at the flesh markets. Tell me about her. Hepsamira is an honored guest here in Elutionira. I am not going to discuss her with every stranger I meet. How did you achieve such a high standing? You don't know my story. This explains why you're not on your knees before me. I was once a celestial being, and my fiery wings carried me from the upper planes to insignificant little worlds like your Golarion. I gifted fantasies and dreams, kindled flames in the wild minds of dreamers, and I loved it. Sometimes these fantasies took shapes too daring and unbridled, or so it seemed to me, but I made no effort to stop it. A dream is a bird, not a horse. You can't restrain it, you only herd it with your reins. The dreams I sowed were becoming more daring, bolder, and with them, I changed as well. One day, I rejected the limits imposed on me by my masters. In the world I was visiting, a wildfire of dreaming broke out. A dream so daring and bold, it could come to fruition only through great atrocities and monstrous, immoral deeds. I could have stopped it, but I didn't. I was mesmerized by this great vision. I didn't return to my world, as I would not be accepted. Instead, I descended into the abyss looking for someone who would truly appreciate me and the dreams that I bestow. Nauticula noticed my flame blazing over the dark waters of the ocean. She came for me, and shrouded me in her shadows. That night was very memorable. Since then, I have served her and been her closest friend and her right hand. You really hate Aasimars and kill them brutally. Shamira smiles, looking very much like a large and hungry cat that has just spotted its next victim. Oh yes, it is an incomparable pleasure to gradually deprive them of everything they once had. First their hope, then their noble appearance, their innocence, and finally, their life. When they scream, renouncing everything they once believed in, their masters, their gods, their heritage, it is music to my ears. Shamira's eyes narrow, her expression unkind. Do not for a moment think I am unaware of who stole that batch of young Aasimar women from me, the ones who've been shipped to Diunk and the flesh markets. I'll remember that, Galarian. I have no more questions. Shamira responds with an icy smile. I was happy to satisfy your curiosity, you annoying and talkative mortal. I came here seeking your patronage. Shamira looks you up and down with a contemptuous expression, then answers with a scoff. So what use can you be to me, you foolish little mortal? The most powerful demons serve me. What can your pitiful self offer me that they can't? In your mind, Shamira's voice grows calmer, though it is still arrogant. In truth, there is one thing you can help me with, Galarian, but the others mustn't know about it. Work for me, and I'll grant you a share of my attention and patronage. No doubt you have already heard of Nahindrian crystals, objects of astonishing power that grant their owner incredible abilities. Everyone in Illusionara knows they exist, but no one knows what they are or where to get them. No one except for that smug cow Hepsamira. I want you to find out what they are. My advice is to start searching that pile of refuse known as a little lower city. Ask for Ziforian, my predecessor, now a beggar. That pathetic wretch is still alive. He may know something. Now go, and don't bother returning until you have the information I need. Here, take my mark, so the arch near my palace will let you in. I don't want to waste my time waiting while you wind your way back through the streets of my city with valuable information. Your pack becomes a bit heavier, as if some new item has appeared inside it. The hand of the inheritor addresses you, an undercurrent of alarm in his words. I see greed in the eyes of this fiend. She's ready to offer you a deal, and I sense that more than idle interest lies behind it. We both know the Hindran crystals can make demons immensely powerful. We're pursuing Hepsamira to prevent her from creating and unleashing upon us an army of mythical monsters transformed by these crystals. Yet, if you reveal the secret of the crystals to Shamira, we're simply trading one enemy for another. Our mission demands that we make concessions, but it does not mean we must blindly obey every demon's request. Weigh each of Shamira's words, remember how cunning she is, and do not let her turn you into a tool she can use to commit atrocities. Armor your heart, and do only what you must, not what she, with all of her promises and charms, will try to convince you to do. And be prepared to find a knife in your back at any moment. So you and Hepsamira aren't friends, I take it. In your mind, Shamira's voice answers with an arrogant scoff. Be friends with that miserable cow? Of course not. I'm courting her to learn her secrets, but it's a constant struggle not to put her in her place. Baphomet's minions are far too bold here in Illusionara. Tell me about these crystals you're so interested in. You haven't heard of Nahindrian crystals? Huh. Are all Galarians so stupid and unobservant? They are purple crystals. Possessing them grants immense power. Unfortunately, only high-ranking servants of Baphomet know where to find them, or how to use them. They use the crystals to gain tremendous power, and now they strut around Illusionara like they own the place. Why should I look for Ziforian? When I first heard about the crystals, it reminded me of the last days of Ziforian's rule. He was Nocticula's right hand before me. He was plotting a coup, and I was spying on him to turn him into Nocticula and take his position. I remember that he was trying to get his hands on a purple crystal of some kind, and that he eventually succeeded. I didn't pay much attention at the time, but the current situation makes me think. Perhaps it was an Nahindrian crystal he was after. If so, Ziforian might know something about them. Where should I look for Ziforian? There's a note of disgust in Shamira's voice. In the depths. If he is still alive, the gravity of Nauticula's punishment would have dragged him to the very bottom of Illusionara. dig through the garbage, talk to the vagrants and beggars. You surely don't expect me to do it, do you? Why did you choose me for this mission? Shamira answers with an exasperated sigh. Because you're neither a demon nor a resident of Evolutionira. You are a wild card, an insignificant Galarian. No one is interested in your exploits. You will not draw any unnecessary attention. You're not bound in service to any demon, and therefore, if you dig up any information, you bring it to the one who will pay you the most for it. That is to say, me. You won't run to your master because you don't have one, at least not here in the Abyss. If I gave this task to one of my servants, I could be sure of only one thing, that they would sell the information about my interest to my enemies, and then, if they learned anything about the crystals, they would use this information to benefit themselves instead of bringing it to me. Everything is clear to me. Wonderful, because this conversation is beginning to bore me. Imagine the mysterious... I have to go. Go now, and come back when you have something useful. My time is precious, and I can't waste it on every mortal who fancies a chat. After she notices you, Shamira gives you a displeased frown and irritably asks, "You again? Have you no friends? You must keep coming here to chat with me. Or perhaps, they'll find this extremely hard to believe. You're not completely useless, and have something of interest for me." Oh yeah, we have, Shamira's gold coin. A gold coin that once belonged to Shamira. The coin features the engraving of a blazing crown. And we also got Herrax's golden coin. A gold coin that used to belong to Herrax. It features an engraved, obscene picture. And notes on a ripped paper. This piece of paper is covered in sloppy writing on both sides. The phrases are incomplete, indicating that someone was taking notes pretty much on the go. Major, Lamashtu, demon goddess, former demon lord. Will saw you without even noticing. Grovel and suck up to her, and pray she's in a good mood. Narticula, Our Lady, Queen of the Midnight Isles. Resolutionira in general, and Shamira in particular. Obey all her orders, never turn your back on her. Shamira, Lucianira's steward. Thanks Narticula, naturally in good standing with her. If you want to live in Lucianira, you'd better respect her. Allies. Discari, Demon Lord, rules the Rasping Rifts. Narticula's ally for now. Made some deal with her. Now her servants are all over the Midnight Isles. Don't touch them. That's not allowed. If you off a Discari cultist by mistake, hide the body, cover the tracks, pretend you know nothing. Important. Discari may be an ally, but is a spawn of Pazuzu, who tussles with Lamashtu. Careful. Baphomet, Demon Lord, rules the Ivory Labyrinth. Best buds with Discari, Narticula's ally for now. Used to bang Lamashtu, now bunks up with Sakath Benoth. Dangerous. His cultists can slip into enemy ranks better than worms in your butt. Watch out if you spot double agents. Bug out at once. Enemies. Pazuzu. Demon Lord rules High Mavania. Fights with Lamashtu and by proximity with Baphomet. Sakath Benoth. Demon Lord rules the Cathedral Thelemic. Narticula's brother and former lover. Got the boot. Now sulks and wallows in depravity. Bangs Baphomet only once in a while.
I do what I must.
The guy we're looking for, I think it's this one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the one we were just talking to. The beggar raises his eyes to you, his gaze clouded by dull anger. What you want? Who are you? A beggar screwed over by fate. Can't you see for yourself? Tell me what you need, or screw off. How can I find Ziforian? Eh? Who? Who's that? Never heard of anyone by that name. If anyone has heard of him, they won't be telling you anyway. You might find a beggar in the lower city who would be willing to chat with you. But before you find him, you'll have worn through those nice boots of yours. That's one good pair of boots. It'd be a shame if you ruined them. How about you just give them to me instead? Eh? Maybe a small donation would jog your memory. You know what? Better be on your way now. I don't need no money, and no shady deals with you. I don't want to know who you're looking for. I'm leaving. Yeah, get lost. Look for this Zaf. For that freak you're looking for somewhere else. If you want him that bad, ask around. Maybe someone saw him. But leave me alone. Can't beg with you hanging around.
I'm gone. We do it my way.
I found
Follow if you dare.
something.
The one-eyed demon greets you without enthusiasm. Bed, booze, or bargain. What brings you here? I'm looking for Ziforian. You know where he is. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. It's not my place to gossip with customers. I'm an innkeeper, not a spy. So buy yourself something to drink and stop wasting my time. We got a special liquor you should try. A true rarity. 100,000 gold. Pay 100,000 gold coins and drink the liquor under the demon's demanding gaze. The liquor is revolting, savoring of rotten meat and mold. But the aftertaste is surprisingly tart and pleasant. The demon gives a short, creaky laugh, as if a swarm of crickets had awakened in his lungs. Ziforian, eh? Whether anyone remembers that name. He was an ambitious son of a gun, sharp and tenacious. But he was hasty in his attempts to overthrow Nocticula. And Our Lady in Shadow remembers all too well how she was underestimated by the demon lord of Viriavaxis. So she dealt with Ziforian before he could stab her in the back. She ruined him completely. When that lump of bleeding flesh opened its eyes and moaned, we were shocked it still lived and breathed. On that day, Ziforian's name was relegated to Lucianara's past and forgotten. But I've seen him once or twice among the beggars. He sits at the threshold of the Battle Bliss arena, begging for gold, and no one recognizes him. Nocticula didn't just break his body, but his spirit. As far as I know, he's never tried to take his vengeance on her, and he has plenty of reasons to want revenge. Oh yes. I'm leaving. Then screw off, stranger, and stay away from the diseased. If you try to bring some crap here, I won't let you in.
I'm off.
The vagrant is repulsive, even by the standards of the Abyss. His lumpy, scarred face makes you think he was put through a meat grinder, then shaped back into a semblance of his former body, and left to live out his life. His tall and once impressive figure has been shattered. His arms are covered in the protruding lumps of unset bones that were left to heal improperly. The beggar is clad in many layers of dirty, smelly rags, onto which hundreds of keys are sewn, from tiny toy box keys to giant cast iron key that bows the demon's neck almost to the ground. So you're looking for Ziforian. He's long dead, and that doesn't seem to be stopping you. Well, so what do you want with a dead man? Ziforian, the master of lies and trickery. I remember fighting him. What do you know about Nahindrian crystals? There's a tale told in Lucianara, a tale about crystals that grant immense power. But what exactly are they, and from where did they draw this power? No one seems to know. I've seen something like it only once before. I found the first crystal in the Isle of Vazglar, and it seemed useless to me. It contained a great deal of power, but it was of no use whatsoever. I meant to give it to my patron, as he would have found a way to use it, but I never had the chance. Some feeble mortal mage managed to steal the crystal from me. He locked himself in a tower, examined the crystal, studied it, and managed to find some use for it. But he was under Nocticula's protection, so I never tried to hunt him down. So if you remember the story that the storyteller told us, this is who he stole it from, the crystal. The demon grins unpleasantly. I bet you're thinking I'm just going to tell you the name you seek, and then you can rush off to have a chat with that mage. Not a chance. The mage wasn't a demon. He was a mortal who served Nocticula's arcane needs back in the day. He hit the bucket long ago. All that's left of him is the tower in the upper city, locked and protected by magic. Many have tried to get inside in the hopes of stealing something of value, but their remains rotted long ago. No use talking about them now. Ah, but you're curious now. You'd like to have a poke around in that tower, wouldn't you? Perhaps you could find something of use in there, yes? Ziforian gives a mocking grin, then sighs and takes a single key from his rags, handing it to you with a sweeping gesture. Take it while I'm still feeling generous. So open the way into the tower. When I rolled a Lucianira, I made sure I had a key for every hideout and tucked away nook in the city. You never know when they might come in handy. Here, take this and get lost. Don't want to throw me a coin with you hanging about. Take a closer look at this surprisingly selfless demon. Something spiteful and vicious lurks in the depths of this beggar's eyes. He looks like a predator waiting in ambush. Or rather, a scavenger waiting impatiently for his prey's agony to finally end so he can enjoy his meal. Whatever his motives, this demon obviously does not wish you well, and is already counting down the minutes to your imminent demise. You're giving me the key, just like that. With a philosophic shrug, the demon answers, yeah, why not? I don't need it. And I don't need anything from you, except for you to leave me alone. Now go on, get lost. The Isle of Vazglar, where is that? Yes, Vazglar. A wild place, an island in Ishiar, deserted. No one really cared about it. I had a secluded lair there, where I kept all sorts of nasty tricks for Nocticula. Anyone who'd found my den could have made a tidy profit. But not so long ago, the island sank unexpectedly. No point trying to look for it anymore. Why are these crystals called Nahindrian? Who knows? It's a whim of fashion. The thing is, not actually Nahindrian at all. Nahindri was a demon lord, the master of treasures, dungeons, and shiny trinkets. If he'd had crystals such as these, I really doubt Nocticula would have been able to kill him all those centuries ago. Back then, they were just called purple crystals. You're lying to me. You're trying to lure me into a trap. The demon's ugly maw breaks into a malicious grin. You'll probably die there. Or maybe you won't, and you'll find out what Shamira wants. It was Shamira who sent you, right? She was the one who turned me into Nocticula back in the day. Now she wants to topple her mistress and take her place, just as I once tried to. That's why she wants those crappy crystals so much. So be it, I say. Whoever loses this fight, I'll be the winner, and I'll savor the outcome. You, Shamira, and Nocticula, may you all drop dead, cut each other's throats, and strangle each other with your own intestines. You're all scum. And I'll pee on your corpses as they float by on an ocean of your blood. Share your knowledge with me. I know a lot about Lucianira, and about its current ruler too. Trust me, staying in power in this city wasn't easy. What would you like to know? What did you do to fall so low? I was overly hasty. I had power back then, and it grew with every passing day. Lamashtu's belch. I was just a step away from becoming more powerful than Nocticula, and toppling her from her throne. And why not? After all, that's exactly how she got where she is now, after she took down that toothy old freak, Averia Vaxis. I was about to start my coup, and even found a powerful patron, Sarkoth Benov, Nocticula's brother, who held a serious grudge against her. But before I had time to start, that sly mortal mage stole an important thing from me, a thing that could have shifted the balance of power. and then that red-headed little witch learned about my plans. She turned me into Nocticula. She struck before I could. I fell, and the red-headed harlot took my place. Ah, Shamira. I should have strangled you the moment you appeared in the abyss. What do you think of Evolutionara today? It's the same pile of crap it was when I was in charge. Here in the abyss, everything changes constantly, but nothing really changes at all. I could tell you how much better the city was when I ran things, but it would be a lie. Back in my day, it was no different. Just as I did, Shamira rules this crazy lot with an iron fist, subduing them through terror and violence. It doesn't take a genius to do that. You just need to be absolutely ruthless and have enough power to be able to drown any insolent scum in his own blood. Actually, it can be done by any brainless, a Descarite who can crush mountains, but can't count how many corpses are impaled on his spiky claw. Got any advice on how to survive in this place? The demon responds with fervor, the words positively bursting out of him. Do not trust anyone. Once you ascend high enough, be especially suspicious of the unexpected gifts that will suddenly start being showered upon you. No one here does anything without a reason. With a bitter chuckle, Incubus makes an obvious effort to stem this outpouring of hard-won knowledge. That's enough about that. Whatever you say, stranger. Attack. You've fallen so low, I wonder if anyone will notice that you're dead. The demon straightens his broken shoulders and becomes much taller than he was a moment ago. Oh, how I love arrogant fools. Did you really think that just because Nocticula managed to beat me, some Galarian dimwit would be able to do it too? Well then, bring it on. Or, bring it down. Alright, I'm gonna call it here. Next time we're gonna head back to the Abyss and speak with Lan and Arushalai. And then we can go up to the Upper City. But for now, thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.